What's up, you guys? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. If you're new, hit the bell and subscribe and hit that like button, because this is a beneficial channel if you want the right insights with the cryptocurrency. Not investment advice, just my opinion. But for BTT, Tron, and the rest, you're going to want to tune in. So I ended the last video covering a partial of this article, and it's worth continuing. Tron seems to be rallying on the back of good news, but here's the caveat. So I've been talking the last couple videos about how the media likes to spin and spin and spin and spin, right? And not always in a way that, if you look at it at face value, you can lose money because of the media. So don't fall for it. And here I want to show you something. Whether you call it Tron TRX or Tron DAO, you have to admit that the coiner founder, Justin Sun, is always up to something interesting. So naturally, on a day when many top alts were still in the red, TRX grabbed a lot of eyeballs thanks to its 16.38% rally in the last week. Changing hands. 7 cents at press time. TRX also climbed by 7.66% in the last 24 hours. My price prediction, I see Tron doing a nice dance by 2023, and I'll tell you what it is a bit later in the video. I want to talk more about this first and cover some more news. If there's one piece of news that dominated headlines where Tron is concerned, it's the upcoming launch of USDD, or decentralized USD, which claimed it will be the most decentralized stablecoin in human history. It's a big mouthful. Only 3 days left to USDD official launch. Well, it's May 5th, so this video may go up May 3rd, May 4th, probably May 3rd. That's not all, as Tron also announced plans to build a Tron DAO reserve, in its own words, the blockchain industry's first decentralized reserve. The hype surrounding these developments can help explain the sudden movements in TRX's price, for sure. And also, a few videos back, I think USDD is going to be one of the catalysts to Tron and Bittorrent actually becoming a cryptocurrency of countries. Because what do people not want? They don't want risk, and they don't want to be afraid. So the guarantee of a stable coin takes away the fear. It motivates people already excited and makes them feel secure. And that's what can make countries go all in and use them as a currency. Couple videos back, I talk about that. What's more, price is everything. What's more, price isn't everything. When it comes to a project, if you need more proof, take a look at the development activity on Tron. Overall, there has been a decline in this metric since late 2017, which is far from a healthy sign for the project's long-term growth. While there are occasional spikes in development activity, you can see that the metric has been slipping downwards rather than climbing up. And they put this little graph here. You can see that. They put this little graph here. Maybe that'll be more clear. No. Yes? This ridiculous little graph to scare the bejeebers out of you, when the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even a little bit, because you can't judge how things have been and were and take that to predict what the future is going to be. Maybe the work that's being done there seems to have slowed because they're working on going in another direction, perhaps NFTs and BitTorrent, and making that more self-sufficient, more effective with BTTC and everything else that's going to be happening with BNB, which I think there's an inside connection with, and what role Tron is going to play with that in Tron DAO. And also, when you hear about things like USDD, it didn't just get thought of and they release it to the press. They could have been working on this for months or years. What's more, the price isn't everything when it comes to a project. You need more proof. Take a look at the development activity on Tron. It's slowed. Yes, I know, I just went over that. I found where I should be. I'm back. Tron founder Justin Sun admittedly had a PR crisis on his hands after a March 2022 article, which was published in The Verge and written by Christopher Harlan Dunaway. In it, the journalist quoted anonymous sources to allege that Sun possibly violated China's ICO ban, was ready to falsify KYC data, and that there were plans to pump Tron's price by using whales. Let me ask you something. Every price in every cryptocurrency that gets pumped And that's a word they like to use because the regulation doesn't go crazy on them just yet, cryptos in general, but it will, and it'll be good for the industry. Of course they use whales. Everybody uses whales most of the time. What happens? It's whales buying big that'll make something moon. Yes, communities can. Yes, the retail investors can. But most of the time, it's whales. So they're taking something that's part of the industry and they're making it sound ominous, as if only Tron is using whales or has whales involved, or whales couldn't certainly be involved in some part without Tron doing any sort of manipulation, right? That would be completely impossible for that to happen, because it couldn't happen naturally that whales would want to get involved because maybe it's a good project. So everything is spun to be as ominous as possible with articles like this to create some type of controversy, to get more clicks, to get it shared more, to rile people up, because it makes them more money on the ads. It makes them more money on the visitors. You get the idea. Anyhow, I'm going to go a little more. Since then, however, they got to throw in some truth, right? Since then, however, Tron has moved from being the 24th biggest crypto by market cap to 21st. For his part, Sun was busy promoting the most decentralized stablecoin in human history on Twitter. So all this stuff and projects slowing down. How, if things, if they're trying to spin it on a little bit of a negative, how do you go from 24th to 21st? If things aren't going well, how does that even happen? So look, let me tell you guys something. I predict, and I haven't changed my prediction since almost 3 years now, at least a good 2 years, you're going to have Tron sitting at $1, in my opinion, not investment advice. Do your own due diligence. Consider this just to be some entertainment. You'll see $1 in 2023. And I don't think it's going to be one single event. I think it's going to be a bunch of catalysts. I think it's going to be NFTs thrown into the mix through Bittorrent. I think it's going to be USDD. I think it's going to be Tron and Bittorrent becoming a currency of a country, or countries perhaps in the Caribbean or somewhere in the world. But there are going to be a bunch of catalysts that are going to really surprise people, and it's going to get, the articles are never going to change. You're going to have some negative sprinkled with a little bit of truth and positive, so that they don't get decapitated for spreading falsehoods, basically. You have to look at the media like creative writing. They're doing their job. They need to sell advertising. Hope this finds you healthy, happy as usual. I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.